Hey boys and girls, welcome to practice 4 here. We're going to get going. We got chapter 17, and we're going to talk about parallel lines today. So last time we talked about perpendicular lines, which meant they intersected and they met at the 90-degree angle, which we kind of talk about that like the corners of a square. They're all 90-degree angles, so those would all be perpendicular lines. So today it's going to be the parallel lines, and one of my old math teachers, they told me it was kind of like train tracks. You know, they go and they go and they go, but they never come together. They're always that same distance apart. So I kind of go like with that. The lines on a lined piece of paper can kind of be a similar kind of type of a feel if you want to kind of peek at that. So what I'm going to do is, as we're looking here at numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, then we're going to put a checkbox in there if they are parallel. So let's just talk about them first. And number 1, I see this line, the lower one is flat, right? It's kind of like the horizon, right? It's horizontal, it goes flat, it stays on the boxed grid behind it. But if you look at the line above it, it's got a little bit of an angle to it, doesn't it? The right-hand edge there is right down where the two kind of intersect, but the top one just kind of goes up. Okay, so if we continue these two lines out towards my mouse there, you're going to see they're probably going to connect somewhere over in this area, right? So they would connect. They are not parallel. And what I'm going to keep doing is you'll notice I keep referencing where the lines are here according to the chart paper, the grid paper that's behind it. So as we look at number 2, we are going to see that it starts here in the corner. Okay, I'm just going to pick that one. You could start here, it doesn't matter. But I'm going to look at another line that it crosses, like an intersection. So I see it would intersect right here at this corner, right? And I also see that it would intersect right here. So I would go down 1 and over 2. Or I could go over 2 and then down 1, and I see that it intersects here and here. I could go down 1 and over 2, and the next line, or if you continue it out further, it's going to go to right here. So looking at the line below it, we go down 1 over 2. Okay, it's the same pattern, so it's also going to be parallel. They do match. They will never touch. Okay, and we'll look at number 3. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to start down here this time, just because. So we go down here. I go over to the right, 1, 2. And I go up, 1, 2. Okay, so that goes over right 2, up 2. Okay, this one here, you gotta check this one now. It goes right 2, but it does not go up 2. So it doesn't come up here. Okay, it's only to here. So 3, they are not parallel. They will eventually touch, probably in this range somewhere. All right, let's look at 4. Kind of like this one. I see an over 2, up 2. So over 2, up 2. And here I see over 2, up 2. And it's going to hit right there. Or you could also say over 3, up 3. Right? Because every single one. Over 1, up 1. Over 1, up 1. Over 1, up 1. It's almost like going upstairs, kind of, right? So 4, they are parallel. 5. I want to start down in this corner. Let's go left 2, up 2. So let's start on this one. Let's go left 2. And up 2. If they match, they're the same. They are parallel. Perfect. So here, let's go, and let's go over 2, up 1, 2, 3. Over 2, up 1, 2. Oh, it would be way up here if it were parallel, but it is not. They will run into each other somewhere in this range. So again, 2, 4, and 5 are parallel. Okay. Count square units between lines to find parallel lines. I don't have a colored pencil to share with you. I'll just kind of talk you through it there, okay? So let's look. I see this kind of awkward one here that just doesn't go with those, right? Like your eyes are going to be looking at these 2 that go straight across, and you're going to say, yeah, those are the parallel lines. This is an odd one, right? Same here. You see these 2 going up and down, perfectly up and down, and, well, those actually go through it, so you know they can't be. And this one here will touch both lines eventually one way or another. So those are their parallel lines, the 2 straight up and down. These 2 look close. Maybe it's an optical illusion, but they are not parallel. But if you look at this one, over 1, up 1, over 1, up 1, over 1, up 1. That's right where they hit every time. So let's start here. Over 1, up 1, over 1, up 1. That is the same thing. So these two lines going from the bottom left to the upper right are the sets of parallel lines. Let's look at 10. Well, these two are about ready to touch. So we know it's not that. So it has to be those two. Your eyes kind of, you look at a few more and you're just going to start picking them out pretty quickly. If you didn't already, you'll get it. Here we go, parallel lines. I see the two lines in the F just going straight across, okay? What do you see in the H? Anything parallel there? Yeah, right? The up and down ones, each side of the H. E, there's 3 sets of parallel lines. All 3 of those going this way, right? Horizontal. No for the V. Yes for the I. Kind of reminds me of the E or the F in a way. That has the 2 straight lines on the top and the bottom. Same with the Z. They're just wider, 2 straight lines. That's a no for the A. Yes for the N. No for the T, but they are perpendicular. And yes for the M. This one and this one are parallel. Okay, so let's look at the next set now, number 12. We're going to name the parallel line segments. So when I'm going through here, I know right away GH and HI are not going to happen, right? But I can pick one out that I almost know is certainly going to be an answer. And what I do is I'm going to count on this one. I'm going to start at the F and I'm going to go to the G, okay? And I see it's over 2, up 1, and I'm going to be right there on that intersection point. So let's go to the J. Over 2, up 1. So we're going to go F, G, and J, I are parallel. This one and that one. Okay, 13, we have 3 sets here. So pretty easy. We see the LM and PO. Boom, right away we know those two are, right? And let's look at KL. Well, we obviously know this is not the one. But let's look at ON or NO. Over 2, up 1. Over 2, up 1. So NO and KL are parallel. And I think there's a third set because there's 3 lines. It's going to give us that hint. Let's look at MN and let's look at KP. So let's start at the M and go to the N. We got to go down 1, 2, and right 1, 2. So let's look at K and P. Down 1, 2, right 1, 2. So MN and KP are parallel. Here we go. We know QR is not going to be parallel with RS, and it's not going to be parallel with QU, and it's not going to be parallel with TU. Would it be parallel to ST? Or is RS and TU the way to go? Well, let's look at QR first. I see up 1, 2, over 1. Let's look at S. Up 1, 2, over 1. ST and QR is your set of parallel lines on that. Now 15 and 16, you can kind of figure it out just by looking. You're getting so good at looking at those already. You can see which sets of lines are straight, kind of like a ruler, right? Or the train tracks. They just go on, and you're going to be able to just pick those out. So you could name them, and you got it, okay? You got it. Let's look at number 17. It's the last one for today. So carry out this activity. Think of 2 objects that have parallel line segments. Use the internet to find pictures of these objects. Print and paste them below. Use a colored pencil to trace a pair of parallel line segments on each object. Well, I don't have a printer here at home, so what I'm going to do is I'm just looking around my room, okay? And again, I see a TV, and the top and the bottom of the TV are parallel. So I can see that I have a set of parallel line segments. You know what? Both sides are straight up and down. So that's another set of parallel line segments. If you have any picture frames, there's a good chance that it's probably in the shape of a rectangle. Not all of them. I'm just saying there's a good chance. Doors, a lot of times, those are rectangles. You're going to find some parallel line segments there. Windows, you got a good chance of finding some more parallel line segments there. Walk into the kitchen. You see your cupboards, the doors, stuff like that. It's probably parallel line segments, right? You can look at your steps if you have steps in your house. Probably going to be parallel line segments. But what I want is, why don't you, instead of printing off all these pictures and do that, draw your own. Right where you're at. Look at something that you have, right? Check it out and draw a picture on there. And if you want, send me an email and tell me what you came up with. Give me your ideas on some parallel line segments, okay? All right, boys and girls, till next time, have a great day.